Well, hi everybody. Karen here. Um, as you know, I have been on the road 3 years, and my dog Lily has been on the road. Actually, I've been on the road really fairly. I started in 2021, but earnestly, formally 100% in 2022. But anyway, Lily's been on the road since she was born. So anyway, we just kind of travel the country. I was down in Florida and I've trekked north. My father is down in Florida and he's not been feeling well and he's 88. So we're sort of hanging on the East Coast just in case we need to beeline back down to Florida. I am 67 years old and we travel as a solo female. So my solar panels are out. The last time I filmed, I was on a 2-hour ferry ride to Ocracoke Island in North Carolina's Outer Banks, the real Outer Banks, and we spent a week in the Outer Banks, just traveling that little island. There's a free ferry that jumps from Ocracoke to Cape Hatteras, and we went to Kitty Hawk to see the Wright brothers area, first flight. Went all the way to the end of the island. So we started at Ocracoke at one end, the south end of the Outer Banks, and went all the way to the north end of the Outer Banks to Corolla, which is the last town in the Outer Banks before we sort of went up about 45 miles, jumped off of North Carolina Outer Banks, and headed into Virginia, which is where I'm at now. And I have been here. Actually, we went to Shenandoah Mountains, and I stayed there for 4 days, and then I left there and came off the mountain, and I'm now in a smaller town about an hour west of Washington, D.C. I'm not going to say where I'm at because I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be here. But the temps have been so cool. We're talking below average. We're 72, 75 for a high and 49 for a low. It's just glorious weather. It was foggy the whole time we were up in the Shenandoah Mountains, which was disappointing. But I drove the Skyline Drive and really enjoyed that drive. But I didn't film anything. I really didn't film anything when I was in the Outer Banks because I wanted to be in the present moment. I really wanted to enjoy that. I'd never been there before, and I really wanted to absorb that area and be very present and in the moment and experiencing everything. And I advise anybody who's interested to go to the Outer Banks. The ferry ride for 2 hours to drive to go into Ocracoke's only $15, and then the ferry ride from Ocracoke to jump over to Cape Hatteras is free, right? And then once you head absolutely north, you can get on a highway and drive off of the Outer Banks. Pretty commercialized, a lot of money, very wealthy area, very expensive homes, but still very quaint and very unusual for, normal travel, right? I mean, you're basically you're driving to one point where it's so skinny, you got the ocean on both sides, and you know that at any time a storm surge, just cover the highway in the ocean. Hopefully you're not on the highway at that point. Anyway, we are now in this town of Virginia. We're at a local park, a very nice local park. We generally head over to the dog park for a couple times during the day. Otherwise, we're just sort of holed up here. I'm charging my batteries. Been pretty cloudy, so it's been a hit and miss. I've been able to kind of rustle up some power off of these pavilions until they caught me doing it and turned off the power, which I didn't find that very nice, but they have every right to do that. So I'm stuck at using my panel solely. Yesterday I did break out the generator for a little bit. I needed to run it anyway. I have a 1500 watt little generator that, if I go through days and days of cloudy days, unless you're going to go sit in a McDonald's or somewhere that's going to like use their power for a couple of hours, you're kind of stuck. And I got a Jackery 500 and a Jackery 1000, and I don't want to pull the 1000 out. It powers my ice cold fridge because it's heavy and it's bulky, and I don't want to haul it into a coffee shop and plug that sucker in. So here's what I did do. Memorial Day and Christmas, or Memorial Weekend, Memorial Day, and Christmas are your two biggest sale days. And being a woman, we all know that, especially for household stuff. So I bit on the new Jackery 3000. I have been looking for a power station because what I would like to do is ideally run my van 100% on a solar battery system, and not have battery banks. And I want to limit the amount of space taken up to power. I'm going to try this. Now, I have been running my van 100% on a 1,000-watt Jackery, which, like I said, powers up my fridge. I have a 500-watt Jackery that I use for my fans and things like that. And I also have a 700-watt Bluetti, which, you know what, I can't count on that power station. I have never been able to count on that power station. I can't tell you how many times I've used, I've gone to plug in my fridge on that Bluetti, only to find my fridge turned off 2 hours later. Yeah, no, not reliable. So the Bluetti is getting retired. And so I ordered the 3,000-watt new Jackery home power station with two 200-watt panels. So I have another 400 watts, and I already have, I don't know, what is that, 200, 400. So I already have 400 watts of solar panels now, but this station comes with those panels. So I'm going to be inundated with, let me get a drink of water. I am going to be inundated with solar panels. But I think what I'll do is sell my Bluetti. So what I thought I would do is do an unboxing when it arrives. I'm buying it myself. This power station is not being given to me, and I bought my Bluetti because so many nomads that I respect promoted that product. Never been happy with that product. So I'm going to stick with Jackery. I know that one solar battery company, I'm not going to say who, went belly up last week. So you want to buy reputable power stations. So right now I am hanging out in this town in Virginia because it is cool. It is pretty. The people are pretty lovely. And I'm waiting for this Jackery 3000 to be delivered. I also replaced my clam while I was here. I went with the smaller one. I went with a 6x6. It was my 9x9 that failed and died. But I just felt like the smaller one might work better for me. It might be a little easier for me to put up too, since I am by myself. And that other one was pretty big, and it took up a lot of room in the van. So anyway, it is in the back of the vehicle. I did take delivery of that a couple days ago. So when I leave here, I'm either going to do one or two things. I'm either going to head to Niagara Falls. Depends on the weather. We have a lot of rain, and since it is really cool, it's chilly. And I would prefer not to visit Niagara Falls in the rain, would be my preference. But I also have gone ahead and booked a campsite, and I'm adverse to campsites because I don't like to pay, up in Acadia National Park in Maine. And that is also coming up, and I booked up there for a week. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, these are all things I haven't done. I've never been here before where I'm at, and did my laundry at a new laundromat today, and yeah, it wasn't. There's a lot of laundromats here. I probably shouldn't have chosen that one. I'm not a fan of that one at all. But prices are a little higher up here. I will tell you that prices are definitely higher up here than what I'm used to down in Florida. certainly on the West Coast. So anyway, that's where I'm at. And I want to stop in and say hey, and if you're interested, tell you what's going on and what we're up to, and that's what we're up to. We're either going to head to Niagara Falls next, or we're going to head. Well, we got to go to Acadia because I did pay for the campground, so it's a no-brainer. We are definitely heading to Maine at some point in the next couple days. But the Jackery 3000 should be in tomorrow, I think. Today is Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day. Thank you, all you veterans out there who've served this country. And I'm a former dependent, so thank you for all the dependents who supported all the soldiers that are out there. But I'll unbox that 3000 and we'll take a look at it, and it'll be new to me. So I'm very excited about it, and we'll see where we go from there. Thank you for watching. I hope you got something out of this video. It's good to see you again. Please like and subscribe, and you have a wonderful day.